This mansion is gigantic. We could get into trouble if we get lost. We should start from the first floor.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today's deck is another crazy one straight out of early access for Duskmourn, and one of the ones I'm most excited about iterating on in the future. This deck is called Resident Evil. Why? Because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and this deck's all about being the master of unlocking rooms, utilizing rooms in the mansion. It just makes sense. Don't question me. Go play Resident Evil and then come back and check out this deck tech. Actually, no, wait. Check out this deck tech first, then play Resident Evil. Yeah, do it that way. Anyway, I digress. This deck is insane. We use a brand new combo I came up with Ghostly Dancers, where we're able to play a specific card that just all of a sudden combos off out of nowhere. If you saw my previous deck tech, I believe it was Bay Harbor Butcher. We kind of pulled off the combo in that deck by copying our opponent's Ghostly Dancer, and it's what gave me the idea, and I doubled down and built an entire deck around the combo. And honestly, the deck's kind of insane. I expected it to be a little bit janky and didn't know if it would be good enough to put up on YouTube as a deck tech, but it ended up really surprising me, being absolutely insane. You can get the combo off pretty effectively, pretty consistently, and just go super wide with a whole bunch of 3/1 flyers, multiple copies of Ghostly Dancers, all for just the low price of 3 mana. Just happens out of nowhere and just takes our opponent by surprise and absolutely just wreaks havoc on the board. It's insane. But what makes the deck really cool is even if you don't pull off the combo, the deck's just super solid, has a ton of synergies built in, taking advantage of rooms, the room mechanic as a whole, enchantment tribal as a whole, and just really goes to town even if you don't pull off the combo. And I think that's really the hallmark of a great combo deck, is when it can just win as a sort of mid-range control deck even if you don't get the combo, because the rest of the deck is just so solid and has a bunch of backup synergies built in. Now, I could go on forever, but we'll do that when I break down the deck and the deck tech. You guys know I like to go on and on and on in the deck tech, and in fact, some people have been complaining in the comments recently about my deck techs being too long, and to that I say, you can just go to hell. This is who I am, this is my personality, this is my identity. I think what sets this channel apart from other channels is the fact that I go extra deep on the deck techs, and I am including timestamps so that those of you who don't want to sit through 20 minutes of me talking about the deck can jump ahead to the gameplay and sort of have the best of both worlds. But I'm never going to get rid of doing the in-depth deck breakdowns with all the little silver lining values that I've taken the time to put in, because honestly, I put a lot of time and effort into figuring out all of those tiny little synergies to just make the deck that much better, and I feel like it would be a waste to not point them out. So that's what I'm all about. I'm going to continue to do that, and if you don't want the big, long, drawn-out deck techs, that's fine. That's fine. I think this channel can still be for you. You just use the thumbnails, skip ahead, and jump right to the gameplay. But before we break down the deck, make sure you like the video if you haven't already. It's you guys liking the video that helps the channel get out to so many more people, and I couldn't do it without you, so thank you so much. If you're new here, subscribe so you never miss an upload. Tons of crazy deck techs coming out of Duskmourn, and more continuing to drop as soon as we launch on Tuesday. I'll be doing a 12-hour marathon stream on Tuesday on Twitch, where I'll be doing almost completely just limited most of the time. I think I'm going to brew one deck right at the end to probably try and put up the next day or something like that. But for the most part, we're going to do a whole bunch of limited. So come be a part of that. That's twitch.tv/QuarantineCapricorn. Because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. This video has been brought to you by Wonders of the First, but I'll tell you about that later. Let's just break down the deck. This is one of my favorite decks from early access, and the combos that you can pull off in this deck are absolutely insane. So it's built around enchantments, it's kind of built around rooms, which is sort of where I got the namesake from. You know, being a haunted mansion, just like in Resident Evil, also having to unlock the rooms. Jill was the master of unlocking. Leave me alone, I like those games, okay? Anyway, what does this deck do? So there are a plethora of crazy enchantment synergies in this deck, but the coolest ones involve Ghostly Dancers. 5 mana for a 2/5 flying spirit. When it enters, you return an enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand, or unlock a locked door of a room you control, and then it also has an Eerie ability, so whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, you create a 3/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So this kind of does everything. If you have a very important enchantment in your graveyard that you just need to get back, you just get it back when you play it, and then even if they kill the dancers, you got value, which is nice. If you just get it out early, or at least somewhat early, you could just start playing enchantments and getting a ton of Eerie triggers and get a bunch of value that way, which is awesome. But the craziest way to use it is with Mirror Room and Fractured Realm. Mirror Room is 3 mana for an enchantment room. When you unlock this door, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's a reflection in addition to its other types. And then Fractured Realm is a whopping 7 mana. And if a triggered ability of a permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So what you can do is if you have Ghostly Dancers on the battlefield and you play Mirror Room, you immediately make a copy of the Ghostly Dancers. And then that Ghostly Dancers coming into play has its ETB ability trigger and can unlock Fractured Realm for free, which now makes all triggered ability of permanents you control trigger an additional time, and results in both of the triggers on your Ghostly Dancers and your new copy of Ghostly Dancers. Both of those creatures will now trigger twice because of Fractured Realm opening up. They'll get double triggers, and you'll get 4 3/1 flyers. And then from there, it just escalates and gets absolutely insane. All of your triggers are doubled, so every Eerie trigger is going to give you 2 triggers, give you 2 3/1 flyers. If you play another Ghostly Dancer, it's going to have double ETBs. There's just... it gets absolutely absurd. You'll see all the crazy ETB stuff we can do later, and you'll see in the games when we get to the games. It's just the combos we pull off are absolutely insane. In addition to these cards, we're also using Inquisitive Glimmer, which is a new 2 mana 2/3 enchantment creature Fox Glimmer in Azorius, so 1 blue and 1 white. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, but also unlock costs you pay cost 1 less. So all of our enchantments are going to start costing less so that we can machine gun them out and get all of these crazy triggers, or maybe even double triggers if we have Fractured Realm unlocked. But then also being able to decrease the cost of unlocking things means sometimes maybe we can just get to 6 mana and unlock a Fractured Realm without even needing to use Ghostly Dancers to do it, which is also kind of cool. And regardless, you know, we can unlock any of our rooms for 1 less mana, save a little bit of mana, maybe get to play an extra spell. It's just super, super efficient, on top of counting as an enchantment itself, which means when we play the Inquisitive Glimmer, we're going to get all of our Eerie triggers, we're going to get all of our enchantment synergies, and it's kind of bananas. We're also running Entity Tracker as a 3-drop of choice. This is a 2/3 with flash, has another Eerie trigger whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, you draw a card. What's great about this is because of the flash, we can wait until the end of their turn, flash it in, and make sure we get to play things and get Eerie triggers before they have removal to deal with it. And this isn't limited to once a turn. So with the cost reduction from Inquisitive Glimmer, sometimes we're able to play multiple enchantments or unlock multiple rooms in the same turn and just get a bunch of triggers off of Entity Tracker. And if the Fractured Realm is unlocked, all of those triggers are doubling, and we're drawing double the cards. It just gets kind of insane. But starting at the bottom of the curve, we've got 4 Silent Hall Creeper. This is not only counts as an enchantment, so it can trigger all of our Eerie, all of our crazy enchantment synergies, but it's an unblockable 1/1, and when it deals combat damage, you get to choose one that hasn't been chosen yet. Either put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, draw a card, or have it become a copy of another target creature you control. This is one of my favorite cards in the set. It's super fun. Usually you put the 2+1/+1 counters on it first, and then those counters stick for the rest of the activations, and then eventually, even when it becomes a copy of something else, it keeps those 2 counters, so it becomes an even better copy. But why would we want to copy things? Because we have Ghostly Dancers. It's already super good when you copy it with Mirror Room, but if you have a Silent Hall Creeper down, and you attacked in on turn 3 and got counters, and you attacked in on turn 4 and drew a card, and then turn 5 you drop a Ghostly Dancers, now you can swing in, hit for combat damage, and then immediately turn it into another Ghostly Dancers. So it's another way to double up on your Ghostly Dancers, but it's a way to do it that's not useless if you don't have the Ghostly Dancers, because there's so many other amazing targets to copy in this deck, and that's after getting the extra value of the counters and drawing a card anyway. On top of it being an enchantment and getting all of your enchantment synergies and triggering all of your Eerie abilities, it just does everything, and it's kind of nuts. We're also running 4 ossifications, and this is the primary reason we're sticking to 2 colors with this deck, because we really need to make sure that we drag the game out long enough to get all of our crazy synergies and combos going. So really efficient removal is the best way to do that. And ossification, I think, is the best one. So we're running 4 Fabled Passages and 5 Plains and 3 Islands to give us enough basics to make sure we can make ossification work. And if we happen to have that Inquisitive Glimmer down, it can come down for just 1 mana, which is kind of nuts. Also, it's going to trigger all of our Eerie abilities when we play it, because it's an enchantment. We're also running 4 Invasion of Gobakhan, really mess up our opponent's curve, get rid of their removal, or make, you know, the things they want to curve out with take longer. And then if we can attack into it and flip it, which is really easy to do with an unblockable creature like Silent Hall Creeper, or with a bunch of our flyers that we make, then we get to play another enchantment for free, which doesn't cost us anything, and triggers all of our Eerie abilities again, and then starts to put counters on all of our attackers, as well as being a thing we can sacrifice to protect our board. So if we get to a point where we have the Ghostly Dancers out, or 3, if we've got an Invasion of Gobakhan flipped into a Light Shield array, they can't really target with removal, they can't use board wipe unless it's exile. We just protect our board and make sure we continue to combo off and just win before they can deal with the board state. Moving on in the 4-drop slot, we have Restricted Office. We're running 4 of these. 4 mana, 2 white and 2 for an enchantment room. When you unlock this door, destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. And then the other side is Lecture Hall. A whopping 7 mana, other permanents you control have hexproof. So this is another room that we can unlock very cheaply with something like a Ghostly Dancers, or by reducing the cost with Inquisitive Glimmer, or an Inquisitive Glimmer that we also copy with a Silent Hill Creeper to get double cost reduction, things like that. And just give everything hexproof so that their targeted removal is useless, and we protect our combo with the Ghostly Dancers. But the real bread and butter of this card is the Restricted Office. And the reason we're running this, not only because it's an enchantment and it works with all of our Eerie and enchantment synergies, but destroying everything with power 3 or greater leaves our most important things on the battlefield. We get to keep our entity trackers, we get to keep our Ghostly Dancers, we get to keep our Inquisitive Glimmers, and most importantly, if we're careful, we can keep the Silent Hill Creeper if we, Silent Hall Creeper, rather, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, leave me alone. We can keep the Silent Hall Creeper as well if we haven't put counters on it yet. So you do have to kind of play smart and cognizant. If you know you're gonna be playing Restricted Office within the next couple turns, you might want to hold off on putting the counters on the Hall Creeper, wait until you play the Restricted Office, wipe the board, then swing in and get the counters and start building your extra value that way. We've also got 4 copies of Overlord of the Mistmoors, because this card is just insane. It's one of the best cards in the set for sure. A 6/6 enchantment creature avatar horror for 7 mana, but you're never paying that 7 mana. I mean, you could with Inquisitive Glimmer or 2. You could probably get it out for 5 or 6 mana, but usually you're playing this for its impending cost, so for only 4 mana, you're still going to get the Enters the Battlefield trigger, get 2 2/1 white flying creature tokens, which you can use as chump blockers to help drag out the game to get to your combos, or you can use as aggression if you're against other control decks and just really put pressure on the opponent's life total and kind of win out the game by doing that. But then it just sits there on the battlefield, and even if your opponent like sun falls or whatever, your Overlord is just a couple turns away from getting rid of that last time counter for the impending 4, turning into an actual creature, being able to swing in and make even more 2/1 flyers, and it can just get really crazy. But what's cool about Overlord of the Mistmoors is it's another thing when it turns into a creature, we can copy with the Silent Hall Creeper, or we can copy with the Mirror Room, and the Fractured Realm getting double triggers means we can also get 4 2/1 flyers off of this every time it attacks instead of 2. So everything synergizes with everything else, and we just drag out the game, try to get to a Ghostly Dancers combo, and all of a sudden the board just fills up with 23/1 flyers, and our opponent doesn't know what to do. And it's absolutely insane. We're running 4 Valgavoth's Lair in the mana base. Even though it enters tapped, it does count as an enchantment, so it's a way for free to be able to get an enchantment into play and trigger all of our Eerie synergies, all of our Eerie triggers, and draw a bunch of cards or make a bunch of 3/1s without even spending any mana. So we absolutely run the full playset here. And I mean, the card's awesome. The deck is crazy. I love it. I want to brew some new version of this again. This is early access at the time of this recording, but when this set actually launches to the public, I want to brew another version of this because this deck is kind of bananas. I'm super curious about doing a 3-color version and seeing what other directions we can stretch this into. But even just as Azorius, the deck is awesome. We combo off a bunch of times. The games are crazy. So let's check them out. I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Wonders of the First. Wonders of the First is a brand new collectible card game similar to games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, featuring a unique action-based resource economy that helps avoid pitfalls like Mana Flood or Mana Screw, and a battlefield containing multiple realms that unlock over time as you fight for control of the stones. The first 400 card set is called Existence and will launch to retail in the fall, but playtest team starter kits are available to order now. And they haven't forgotten about all you collectors out there. The game contains alternate borderless art variants, as well as highly sought after limited edition numbered prints, culminating in a 1-of-1 stone foil. And the best part is that the developers have a community first approach, with 8 print and play decks available on their website, as well as a version of the game available on Tabletop Simulator, all for free. For more information, be sure to check out wondersccg.com today. That's wondersccg.com. We'll keep 7. It's looking like turn 2 ossification. Possibly. Leyline of Transformation, huh? Leyline of Transformation. Alright, we're gonna find a plains. Play the Verge, pass the turn. At least we get to flash in the Entity Tracker. Pass the turn. See what you got. See, Aether Channeler, huh? Cryptic Coat. Interesting. Unblockable every creature type. Alright, Entity Tracker. Online. Do we need the 4th mana? If we go... That's got Ward 2, doesn't it? So I think we'll play Overlord here. Draw a card. And then we'll offer a trade. We don't really want to lose the entity tracker, but getting rid of his only creature that's unblockable, that could turn up into a bigger threat, would have probably been worth it. We just need to be aggressive and race this unblockable creature at this point. Yeah, they're probably using Kaito.
I've trained for situations that you didn't expect to see me here.
Kind of a mistake though, because we can just attack Kaito and kill it. So weird. Draw some cards. We'll go blue, I guess. And we'll attack and kill Kaito. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. Get in for an attack with Kaito and then just lose it. Alright, the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. Crack this. Find a land. Play you. Set up for insanity next turn. And swing in with our flyers. It's gonna go for the throat, the dancer, right? That's fine. That's quacktastic. Huh? Kaito.
Slim chances, just make
Sure.
Just try to keep up.
𝐽𝐫𝐿. 𝐽𝐫𝐿 is glorious. Let's play it. Hit the cryptic coat. All right, let's draw a card. Dump you. Could Mirror Realm. Copy you. Draw a million cards. Flip the 𝐽𝐫𝐞𝐻, but I don't think we can chance it. There's just too many things that could go wrong. No tax. We'll hold off a turn. Make sure the deep cavern bat can't swing in. Make sure we can block Kaito.
Never underestimate my skills.
Decote, sure. Can't sleep, Finn. Good God. Alright, play the dancers. Here's where things get really insane. Because we unlock the Fractured Realm. Oh God. Oh God. I'm too tired to deal with this right now. We're not gonna deck ourselves, are we? I think we might. Alright. Remind me not to make more copies. We're gonna deck ourselves. Uh-oh. Multiple triggers because of Fractured Realm. We just need our damn entity trackers to die before we deck ourselves, so please block them. No. No, you won't block them. Can we even afford to play that? We draw too many cards. I think we'd just kill ourselves. Alright, we can't play anything else. Period. If we play an ossification to kill our own entity tracker. Oh, he scooped. How many cards will we draw? Alright, this looks fine. We'll keep it. We will start with a Flood Farm Verge. Island, Inquisitive Glimmer. It's the same person with the same annoying deck. It's fine. Open the Throat the Glimmer, sure. Which means we're playing nothing next turn unless we top deck it. Hey, there we go. Take it. Hall Creeper. More removal, sir? Unstoppable Slasher. Planes. Restricted office doesn't kill anything. I think we do this because they can double block the Slasher potentially. Some counters on the Hall Creeper. He can't attack with the Deep Cavern Bat or we get back the ossification. So we just do this. Kill the Slasher. Plays his own Hall Creeper. Sure. Ghostly Dancer. Get back the Glimmer. Attack. We're going to become a copy of the Ghostly Dancer. So close, man. So the Hall Creepers are going to become Slashers. Right? Probably. Glimmer, Eerie, Mirror Room, all sorts of shenanigans, go completely off. Yes, that sounds about right. Swing, swing. Oh, double triggers. So it becomes a creature right away because of Fractured Realm. That's amazing. That's amazing. I don't even think we need to worry about Sheoldred. I think we just win next turn, right? I mean, he can get through for 2. Put us at 5, and then we take another 2 from Sheoldred. Puts us at 3. But I don't see how he can do any more than that. He has to draw cards, right? He has to draw cards and gain life and hope he can survive my 30 damage in the air plus all of these, which isn't gonna happen. Okay. Other permanents you control have hexproof. Let's just make 1,000 dudes. Attack? I guess? For 1 billion damage? Okay. Sure. We'll try it. All tap lands. Archive into another tap land. We're gonna keep it though. I'm crazy. 'Cause I'm out of my gourd. Pass turn. Frontier Seeker, huh? Interesting. Alright, we will fetch, I guess, a white source. And we'll go Glimmer, Lair. We'll pick blue. So next turn, Fable Passage. We could go... Fetch another basic. A Plains. We've got an ossification. I think we do this. Get lost it. Wow. Okay. I mean, that's kind of good for us. We still get the token creatures and we get map tokens. Lockdown. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, we want you. And we'll Overlord again. We just want all of the Overlords. Because they give us things right now that he needs to lock down, while also giving us something that dodges the lockdown. And will give us value later. Which is really important. Kinda want to just actually cast it as a creature. I guess we probably just attack. Let's see what he does. And I guess we just do this then. And we try to get our guy to come online quicker than his and just see if we can get there. 𝑇𝑒𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛𝑐𝑒. 𝑇𝑒𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛𝑐𝑒. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. Oh, it's a good thing we kept that ossification, huh? It's a damn good thing. And I don't think we mirror room the 2/1. I think we wait and try to mirror room this once it becomes a creature. Ow. Alright, well, now we've just got all the insanity. Dancers. Get back an Overlord. Mirror room. Just get all the triggers. Swing in for 2. Do you have another temporary lockdown? We have so many Overlord of the Mistmoors now. Alright, so all the tokens come off because of Fractured Realm. Insane. Absolutely insane. So bananas. Alright. You killed the Fracture Realm, but I think the damage is done. I think the damage is done. Do we just take 6? Yeah, we do. We could Restricted Office, kill everything except the dancers. I think that's the way to go. Yep. Alright, so we destroy everything first. Then we get the 3 ones. Then we play another one of these. Yeah. Starfall Invocation. Oh, you son of a bitch. So we play the Glimmer and we unlock and we remove a counter. It's gonna take some doing, but I think we're okay. Play another one. So close. Does he have another Starfall Invocation? Because he can't target anything because of Lecture Hall. Beza, sure. I think we have to hold back the Inquisitive Glimmers as blockers just in case. Restricted Office and Lecture Hall. I could get rid of the Beza, but seems kind of pointless. Draw a card. Another ghostly dancers. Okay. We'll get back. I guess it's better to play it safe, right? Get back the Overlord. We could get back the Mirror Room, which could do insane things. But if he wipes the board, then it does nothing. And we definitely have lethal right now, so he has to wipe the board, so there's no reason to play it right yet. Force him to wipe the board if he has it. Then have something to recover with. Yeah, we got it, I believe. Unless you have something, but you can't target anything, so you'd have to like flash in a creature. Scroll shift to get a Frontier Seeker. Wow, okay. That was smart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess we'll just go like this. Lockdown isn't going to take that out. And you can't target it. So you legit need Starfall Invocation again. There we go. There we go. Good night. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things. Wait, we died? Were we at 1? We must have been, right? Man, I need sleep.